How can you change your feelings so that they have a frequency that matches your dreams and makes your dreams a reality? Well, that is what we're going to discuss today. This is episode 2 in the 10-part Manifestation Mastery series. Last week, we talked about how our feelings, each feeling we have has a frequency, and that frequency is lining up with infinite intelligence to create a reality to match the frequency. And if we don't maintain the high frequency and we slip down into the low frequency on that vibrational cone, we're attracting all kinds of things that we say we don't want. Today I want to talk to you about how can we specifically understand where those frequencies come from, the feelings come from, and how can we change them to create a better and brighter future. So let's start with a couple of questions that I would like you to ponder just for a while. How do you feel when I say to you, what do you think about the sun coming up tomorrow? What do you start to think? What do you feel in your body? Are you certain that the sun's going to come up tomorrow? Do you feel really like, well, why wouldn't it? Do you expect the sun come up tomorrow? And how do you feel that in your body? When I ask you to think about somebody that you love, maybe your pet or your children or your spouse or your parents, and maybe think about a special occasion, a wedding, a birthday party, a holiday. What happens in your body then? How do you feel? Does your facial expression change? Does your posture change? Do you feel a shift in the energy in your body? Great, so now you're getting the feel for it. Now I want to ask you this. I want you to imagine that you're going to get on a sales call with someone and you're going to offer them a £20,000 one-to-one package. Now, some of you will immediately have had a physical reaction within your body. Some of you, your solar plexus, your stomach area will have contracted like this. Some of you, you may have even taken in a sharp intake of breath. But just for you right now, be aware of what feelings are coming up for you and what's the conversation that you're starting to have in your head. And finally, I want you to think about, what do you do when you get into comparisons? If you start to think about somebody else that's in your niche, they're doing the thing that you're doing, and you think they're doing it better than you, what's happening for you now? Again, be aware of the sensations inside your body and the internal language, the voices in your head that are now starting to go around. 4 very simple questions that are going to show you how quickly we elicit a response from taking information in, so something that you're hearing, either from my voice or something you're hearing inside of your head, or something that we see. So something that we see in our head, a picture we create in our head, or something that we see outside of us. Those are the most common ways that we have a very, very quick physical, physiological, emotional, mental and spiritual shift. We can go from 0, remember on the funky frequency scale, we could be up at 10 and something could happen and we can slide right back down to 0 before we could blink an eye. Now, why does that happen? This happens because effectively your brain functions like a computer. So over all the years that you've been on this earth, you've created this program, a program of beliefs, a bucket of beliefs, if you will. And effectively now, it works like a calculator. So something comes into your awareness normally through sight and sound, but we do use the other senses. And your brain very quickly computes through filters what that means for you based on what's happened to you in the past. Now, do you understand what that means? It means that until we raise our level of awareness of what we're actually thinking, we're taking in new information all the time and we're basing its meaning on what's happened to us before. And this before could be way back when. You could have been 3, 4, 5 years old, maybe even younger, right? But we haven't got the level of awareness to understand that that's what we're doing. And that's how I'm going to help you in today's session. So the program that we run by default, program is the whole bucket of beliefs you have about everything based on your past life experiences and how your brain deleted, distorted and generalized that information to give you the outcome you have now. Your bucket of meanings is your program. And that program is running silently all the time. And until we can rewrite that bucket of beliefs, until we can rewrite that program where we're expecting better things for ourselves, we're thinking higher level thoughts, we're taking in higher level and higher frequency information, that subconscious program is creating our reality. So I've got 3 really simple steps for you now to train yourself to become aware of your own thinking, to think about your own thinking, so you can change your own thinking elicit this shift in frequency, and when you change the shift in frequency, what's going to happen? You got it. You're going to change your reality. So in the next 3 videos, I'm going to specifically show you how you can start to rewrite that program in order to create a brand new future of yourself. And I'm going to start today with the information that we've already got going on in our head. How can we change the program that we've already got running based on the conversation that we're having silently in our head all of the time? And so your first role is to become the detective, and it's in 3 easy steps. Step number 1 is awareness. You have to raise your level of awareness around when you're feeling funky. So on that funky frequency scale, when you know you're heading down to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, you're going to start raising your level of awareness around when that's happening. It's going to be easy for you to do because you're just not going to feel great. When you have that awareness, I want you to immediately say to yourself, what just happened? What did I just either say to myself in my head, or what did I hear somebody say? Or what did I just see? Either you created a picture in your head or you saw something outside of yourself. So I want you to think about this. Awareness, when you're feeling funky, what have I just heard or what have I just seen? That's the first step. Now the second step is affirming. So the first part of this is you have to find out for yourself, what might you be believing that created that feeling? So what am I believing that created that feeling? Let me give you an example. You're feeling absolutely great. You're on social media, scrolling through, and all of a sudden you notice that you're feeling really triggered. You're feeling anxious, you're feeling a little bit fearful, and you stop, you put the phone down and you say, okay, I'm aware that I'm feeling funky. What just happened? I was on social media. What did I see or what did I hear? I saw somebody advertising exactly what I do. Their branding was amazing. They had loads of likes and loads of shares and loads of comments. Okay, well, what did that make you feel? What does that mean to you? Well, it means that if somebody else is going to be successful, then I'm not. So what's the outcome of that? Well, I'm just never going to make it. I'm never going to be successful. So the belief that's underlying that is I'm never going to be successful. So the second step is the affirming of the opposite. So you could say something like, I'm taking focused action every day. I'm further along today than I was yesterday. Or I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Or I celebrate that person's success and I'm going to look up to them as I go on my own journey. So the affirmation is number 1, understanding what belief might have caused that trigger, that shift in frequency for you. And what can you immediately affirm that supports the opposite of that being true. The third and final step is action. What I want you to imagine, this is like building a wall. So as soon as you have affirmed something in the opposite, we want to cement that straight in with an action. So maybe in that case, you'd go and do a live in your own unique way. Maybe you'd go check your schedule and make sure that you're scheduled out for the week on exactly the things that matter to your business right now. Now listen, if you want to create a brand new program, a program that has a much higher frequency, you cannot believe what you tell yourself. These 3 steps, the awareness, the affirm and the action, are going to help you listen to that internal conversation and change it to something that is of a higher frequency, that has greater expectations and therefore a much better outcome for you in the near future. Unfortunately, most people continue to be a product of their conditioning. That means that everything they hear, everything they do, they say, I am. This is who I am. This is what I do. And they don't challenge that conditioning. And I'm telling you now, when you start to challenge your conditioning, when you stop being the robot and you stop living out the habits that have been given to you over your upbringing, and you choose to create the identity that you need, oh my goodness, you are going to see a whole different reality start opening up for you. Literally everything around you will start to change as a mirror image of your frequency shift. If you want to add another step onto this, it's super easy. I want you to think about what is the input you take in on a daily basis. Think about the TV programs you watch, what you're watching on YouTube or Netflix, what you're reading, the conversations you're having, the people you're hanging around with. And I want to challenge you to just flip out 30 minutes a day of something that's way more higher frequency. So watch somebody like John Assaraf or Bob Proctor on YouTube. You know, have a better conversation with somebody that may be ahead of you that might be able to mentor you a little bit. Read a business or a personal development book rather than a novel. Just 30 minutes a day, shifting the input again will add on to this exercise that I've given you for this session. So remember, awareness, affirm and act. The 3 A's that will help you to start reprogramming your subconscious belief system so you're naturally on a higher frequency more of the time. Let me know what you came up with. Drop it in the comments. Remember to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode, and I will see you then.